Good morning. Please rise with your school community. Join me in the pledge if you wish. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please welcome Sophia with this morning's announcements.
Hello, everyone. Today is Tuesday, April 7th, and it's a white day. Juniors and seniors, Thomas College is on campus today. Please see Naviance or Mrs. LaBounty for details and to register. Be sure to check in with your teacher before attending. Attention NHS Stewardship Committee members. We have a mandatory meeting in the Mayo Lounge this Wednesday from 2:45 to 3:15 p.m. If you cannot attend due to a scheduling conflict, please let Mr. Bentley know by the end of the day today. Japan trip and Germany trip travelers are reminded to come to a mandatory meeting right after E-Block today in Ranger 108. Reminder, the first informational meeting for the Costa Rica trip is today after school in Mrs. Kendall's room, Streeter 209. Don't forget, if you are interested in volunteering or to help caregivers of dementia patients with simple tasks such as lawn care, household chores, or simply spending time with someone with dementia, please reach out to Lily Call. Lily's capstone is focusing on the struggles caregivers face, so any help they can receive is always welcome. Happy birthday today to Cora Adams. Happy birthday. Have a good day, everyone.
We have two late announcements. Saturday was the second and final day of Scholars Bowl state championships. Both the JV and varsity teams finished 3-1 on the day, and both were ranked second in their divisions. These results are the best in recent years. Congratulations to all players: Marcus Burns, Phoebe Dunn, Colin Kennedy, Charlie Perales, Jonah Razor, Rain Rashid, Poppy Shattuck, Alexei Strokanoff, and Sophie White. Scholars Bowl will continue to meet starting today at 3:15 in Newell Hall 11. All are invited. Congratulations to our Scholars Bowls teams. And an individual congratulations to Mr. Carney, who was recently named the president of the Board of Directors for the American Driver and Traffic Safety Education Association. As their vision states, this is a national organization that promotes traffic safety and works to improve and extend driver education and training activities in schools, colleges, and universities, as well as in the private sector. Congratulations, Mr. Carney. I'm pleased to share with you that we're continuing our Power of Place speaker series. And so without further ado, please join me in welcoming Mr. Lathrop.
Thanks so much. Good morning, everyone. Like Mr. Lanzini said, I'm Jeff Lathrop, and I'm part of the Social Studies Department. I teach psychology, and I'm lucky to be able to stand in front of you today and continue our department's talks about the power of place. Today I'll be speaking to you about the one place in the universe that we know that humans exist. It's not a trick question. Who can tell me where this is for a stale starburst that I found on the ground? First hand I saw. Is it Earth? It is Earth. All right, let's see how this goes. Thanks, Morgan. So yes, that's right, this is Earth. It is part of the solar system, named after our sun, which we call Sol. It's in the Milky Way galaxy, roughly 27,000 light years away from the galactic center, specifically in the Orion arm. Our galaxy is located within what we call the local group of galaxies, which make up about 50 galaxies, and that cluster is situated within the Laniakea supercluster of galaxies. And believe it or not, this is not actually a picture of Earth. It's a composite image. In fact, most modern high-resolution images that agencies like NASA and NOAA are created by stitching together multiple images from satellites to display true colors and clearer details. It's incredibly hard to take a picture of the entire Earth because we have to get so far away from it to capture it all at once. So here before you is the first picture that was ever taken of Earth from space. It was taken in 1946 when German scientists strapped a 35-millimeter camera onto a rocket and sent it about 105 kilometers into the atmosphere. Since then, there have been quite a few other photos taken of Earth by unmanned spacecrafts, but what you'll see next is the first photo taken of Earth by a manned spacecraft. This picture was taken on December 24th, 1968 by the crew of Apollo 8. They were the first people to leave Earth's orbit and pass behind the far side of the moon. The astronauts had been drilled and trained for just about every eventuality apart from one, that being the awe-inspiring sight of seeing their home planet suspended in space. While their mission was entirely focused on the moon, one of the astronauts just casually had the idea to turn a camera back towards Earth. It was not one of their assignments, yet it led to one of the most profound photos ever taken. One of the astronauts, Bill Anders, is credited with saying, "We came to explore the moon and ended up discovering Earth." This image we see here later became known as Earthrise, and the image of the world rising in the dark vastness of space over a sunlit lunar landscape became an iconic reminder of our planet's lonely, splendid isolation and delicate fragility. It was an image that would eventually spark many environmental and humanitarian movements, such was its impact on the public consciousness. So what I really want to talk to you today about is the effect that viewing Earth from space had and continues to have on people that have had the opportunity, called the overview effect. The overview effect is a cognitive shift experienced by some astronauts when they view Earth from space, leading to a profound sense of awe, interconnectedness, and responsibility for the planet. They see humans as riders on the surface of the Earth who are all in it together. This transformative experience often results in a new perspective with artificial national borders vanishing, and the Earth is perceived as a beautiful, fragile, and interconnected system that requires our collective care. A quote from Apollo 14 astronaut Edgar Mitchell does a good job embodying the overview effect and summarizing how he first felt upon seeing the Earth from space. And it goes as such: "You develop an instant global consciousness, a people orientation, an intense dissatisfaction with the state of the world, and a compulsion to do something about it. From out there on the moon, international politics looks so petty. You want to grab a politician by the scruff of the neck and drag him out 250,000 miles and say, 'Look at that, you SOB.'" So what do we do with this information? Why is this not what we seem to have as perspective to begin with? People sense that something is wrong with how we treat the planet and how we treat each other oftentimes, but we often fail to understand the roots of the problem. The issue goes beyond political or economic systems that need to be fixed. It's more about our basic worldview, who we are, what we value, and the legacy we want to leave behind as a species. We must shift our behavior towards sustainability. Too often we prioritize short-term gains over long-term well-being. If we don't act now or soon, the consequences that we will face later on are much greater than the challenges that we face today. We are all passengers on spaceship Earth, part of one interconnected ecosystem. When the Earth suffers, we suffer. Actions in one part of the system affect the whole, and we must act as one species with a shared destiny. Without unity, our survival is at risk. Today, urgent environmental challenges include climate change, biodiversity loss, plastic pollution, deforestation. These are all pushing the planet towards instability. These crises drive extreme weather, water scarcity, air pollution, and ecosystem collapse, threatening both wildlife and human life. Nearly 1/3 of all food produced is wasted, contributing to about 1/4 of greenhouse gas emissions. Meanwhile, the global temperatures have already risen by more than 1 degree Celsius, nearing thresholds that would cause irreversible damage to ecosystems like coral reefs. From space, our divisions and our problems seem small and petty, but the damage to our planet is undeniable. If we continue to act as competing nations with competing interests, we risk our only home. Yet, we know what amazing things humans can achieve through cooperation. The images that you saw from the Apollo mission included contributions from 15 nations, and today, 61 nations have contributed in some way to the Artemis mission, proof that we can work together on a global scale. The challenge that we face is not recognizing the problem, but it is choosing to act. There is only one race, the human race, and there is only one home, Earth. It's beautiful, but it's fragile. Global problems require collective action, but individual choices still matter. We can do our part to not exacerbate issues by reducing waste, conserving energy, and adopting more sustainable habits. Just remember, we live on a rock that is hurtling through space around a giant orb that is on fire, with only a paper-thin atmosphere protecting us from the void. We are unsure if any other intelligent life exists out in the universe, and that makes our planet extremely unique and valuable. I challenge you all to be people that help the planet, not hurt it, people that help other people and not harm them. Thank you this morning.
Mr. Lathrop, thank you. Great topic today, obviously our shared home. So when we talk about power of place, all of the talks that you've heard reflect a bit on our shared experiences, and I think we can take that from each of the speakers we've heard from. And in reflecting a bit about power of place over the weekend, I was thinking that it's interesting. There are people in Southern Africa, primarily in Botswana, Namibia, and Angola, and they have an interesting take on place. So they're a group of nomadic tribes, collectively known as the San, and anthropologists found out when they got to know these tribal groups that if you were to ask them, where do you live, or where is home for you, for a tribal community that's nomadic, they don't really reflect on the where. They reflect on the people with whom they have relationships and with the environment that's directly around them with whom they are connected. And it's really an interesting take. So again, they might say something like this, where are you from? And they might answer it, I live with these people in this region. But they would start with people first. And I think there's something that we can learn from that. Our sense of place here at St. Johnsbury Academy isn't just about the buildings you move through, the classrooms you work in, or walking across campus. It's about how you relate to the people around you. And as I shared on Friday, it's about whether others feel a sense of belonging because of how you show up. So each one of us has a kind of personal place, defined not necessarily by geography, but by our presence. And so again, on Friday, I mentioned how it's important that the way we listen, the way we respond, and the way we make room for others or don't is powerful. It's a powerful thing. And in that way, it's connected. It's our power of place, our personal place. Again, as we think of this, powerful, and this is timely. So I know many of you have been following the Artemis, the Integrity mission. You've been watching the astronauts and what their experience has been like. Really amazing. And I hope if you haven't had a chance to tune in to any of the broadcasts, the video, do look them up and take a look. It's really quite amazing. And I think when we step back and we look at Earth, there's both a feeling of awe, and at least for me, there's a feeling of I'm a little frightened by the idea of just how massive Earth is and how massive the space is around us. And it gets me thinking about physical places. But again, the truth is that long after we leave the physical spaces that we inhabit during a day, we often remember how they felt. And for me anyway, how it felt is connected to the people I interacted with in that space. And so as we go off today, again, you've heard a challenge from Mr. Lathrop, but I'd also ask you to consider that each of us has influence in the places we inhabit, and perhaps even more than we might think. Hope you have a great Tuesday. Faculty.